here? Should I do this?
Yeah, you can move it up some. You good. You go like that. Yeah.
It'll hear me? Because I don't want it to like... I speak really low. I have a deep voice. Hey, how you doing? Okay.
You want your Pop Smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's good? How you doing?
Shit. I don't even know. I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better life.
I bet you didn't expect to see some of your artwork in here. You didn't even see it, did you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got it signed.
Did you sign it? If you didn't, I need you to sign it after. I got a bunch of people that were on the, there signed it.
I did not sign it.
Like Cole, actually Tia Corinne signed it.
She did? Okay.
It was like all of y'all. I think Thomas signed it. A bunch of y'all that had through it. Because you're actually, you're on the team that created this freak, right?
Yeah, I created this freak.
Oh, so you created this freak. Oh, yeah. Talk about it.
Well, I don't... Okay, so it originally started as like a reoccurring thing at Slow Dive. You remember Slow Dive?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
And then my friend Colt, we've been working together on it. And Xavier was working with us as well. And then
Zay.
Yep.
I know him as Zay, but yeah.
Xavier. And then it continued outside after, the whole shutdown of Slow Dive and Thank You and everything of.
So did it start as a collaborative thing with Slow Dive, or y'all were just like, nah, we're just gonna do anywhere, but we just decided to do it here?
So it originally started as a collaborative thing with Slow Dive. Every third Friday, that's when it was. Because me and Charles, we've been working together for about 2 years. You know who Charles is?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We've been working together for like 2 years. I've been helping him with some graphics and the whole... I saw Slow Dive basically start. And then, he knew I was a DJ. And he was like, we can just have something monthly. And I created the name Disc Freak off of the play on words of disc jockey. So it was like disc, and then freak is frequency. And then, yeah. So that's where it came from.
And how long was Slow Dive really open before those things? Because I really started going there like at the, I think the first time I was at Slow Dive was a Disc Freak.
So Slow Dive was only around, I think, for 2 years.
Yeah.
It didn't consistently throw events until like the last year it was open, which is when it eventually closed. So it was a solid 2 years. It was right after COVID.
When it opened.
Mm-hmm. I was working a little bit with him during COVID, but I remember it, that's when things first started opening up, is when I started working over there. And it was cool. It was a cool little thing. I was living in Norfolk at the time. That was the first time I moved to Norfolk. And it was a dope gig, honestly. I love the space. But, all good things have to come to an end sometimes. So we continue the legacy of Slow Dive and then creating our own legacy with Disc Freak. Going to different venues, trying to start something a little different, a little more fresh.
Bringing bigger artists out here.
Exactly. Like, the main purpose of it was really to create that, that middle ground. So where underground artists and then underground artists who are just about to become popular, like Tia Corinne, she popped off right after we threw that show.
My bad to cut you off. The crazy part is I literally did not know who she was before that show, but then after that show, I start seeing her everywhere.
Bro,
I was like, what? It was like perfect timing how y'all linked up with her. Like,
it was really crazy because, like, what we got her for, I know her price is probably crazy right now. So
that shit went up like the next week after that.
Probably. Because she dropped the Freaky T video. And I don't know how many views that got, but it definitely popped off. And then that's when she got popular on TikTok. And then that's when everything else happened. And now she's like doing her thing. It's dope.
she had me weak because I think she had went on a tour with Key Glock like right around that time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
like, it was just funny to me because she was calling him Mr. Glock, like in all the Instagram posts and shit.
Yeah,
She's like, oh,
that-
thanks, Mr. Glock.
That
I
shit was
like,
hilarious.
What I thought was cool about this freak, and maybe you could touch on this. Colt was telling me kind of the formula you guys do as far as how you run it, and I never really thought about this because he was like kind of breaking it down. He was like how people get fatigued at shows from watching people perform.
Yes.
So like the way you guys have it set up is more of like a laid back party vibe where DJs are
Exactly.
spinning, and then kind of like sneak in a couple artists when people are already kind of in that mode. I
Exactly.
don't know if you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah. So, at the original districts, the smaller parties we were having, we would have the DJs, and then we would have guest stars, and they would come in and they would perform their songs, but they wouldn't be on the flyer, and they would kind of just mix in with the DJ set. So that way, the crowd, like, you know, when you're dancing and then you hear a song, you're like, oh, someone's performing. And then it's like, it's a seamless process. And it's easier to, I feel like, digest when an artist comes naturally on the stage and then performs. Because, I don't know, I personally hate when the party stops. I love to like keep the energy up and kind of like saying, hey, everyone stop what you're doing. Listen to this artist. You know, you got people then leaving. You got people talking, not paying attention. So it's like, I just feel like it's the way that we were doing it allowed everyone to experience the artist and each other all at the same time in a very, I don't know.
it's
It
almost
was
like
just like a natural feeling.
it almost kind of makes sense like with a DJ set because it's not like a DJ is announcing the song he's about to play next.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just like he just comes
It
in.
just
it's like,
goes. It was dope. And it was like a monthly like magazine. Whoever dropped a song that month was gonna be at Disc Freak, or whoever had a clothing drop, they could show their clothes or art, you know. It was supposed to be like a monthly showcase basically. And a party.
What are some what's some more things you kind of just
Can
I
I
guess
please?
yeah, it's for you. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
cool.
Just I don't know, just touch on maybe just like some more things you learned just throwing events. Like what's kind of maybe some stressful parts of it, or what's some things that you maybe learned along the way that made the process smoother?
Yeah, so oh man. I get stressed really easy. So I need things to run as smoothly as possible. And I've learned that no matter what, no event is going to go perfectly to plan. There's always going to be something wrong, like maybe a mic goes out, or the biggest one is like not being on schedule. The problem with throwing huge shows with a bunch of artists, it's not going to go to schedule. And if you put a bunch of artists into a certain time slot, you're going to go over the time. And then some artists might not be able to perform. And that's never happened at my events, but working with other people's events, I've noticed that has happened. And I would just feel like it's a disservice to people. So when, you know, curating and scheduling events, it's easier to make it smaller. I say a smaller lineup, and then really give the spotlight to those artists. That way no one's overlooked and like it's easier. So that's the method I learned throwing events. And then also DJing. I don't know. I just gotta. I DJ for the girls. So my whole thing is I just want to make sure the girls are having fun, all the artists are enjoying themselves and feeling good about their performance, and not to be mean to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. I feel like people need to talk to people, and like we're friends, like we're peers. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of time people get caught up in the oh, I'm this event curator, and then they kind of have a condescending tone when they talk
And
to you.
get caught up in the titles of everything.
Exactly. Like, oh, I'm this, so you got to do this, or you got to be this way when I'm around. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's weird.
That's a skill in itself, is to be able to work with a team and, you know what I'm saying, collaborate with people.
Bruh, you can't take me anywhere.
Come on.
Whatever. I'll be fucking.
You good? It'll
wet.
dry. Hey, yo. Okay, so maybe we can back up a little bit. I know you do like, okay, so you're you do painting, like graphic design, DJing, event coordination. Maybe we could just back up a little bit. Like, you want to just tell us a little bit about just coming up, childhood life, how you even got into doing like creative stuff?
Oh God.
Born and raised in Virginia Beach.
Yes. So I was born in Guam. I was
where's Guam?
It's like near Hawaii.
Okay.
My dad was stationed there. My mom had me. I lived there for 2 years or whatever. And then I moved to Virginia Beach. I've lived in Virginia Beach my whole life. And then I went to Bayside Middle School. I went to Salem High School.
Bayside? Isn't that from Saved by the Bell?
I think so.
Come on. Side note, my bad. I really got my swag. Coming up, I'm from Bosnia. I came here to America, right? Coming up, I'm just watching TV. I learned English from TV. I got my swag from Zach Morris and Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's
them
fire.
two combined, that's my swag right there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
I see it with the hat.
With the hat, come on.
Nice.
All right, my fault. Yeah.
I started making art in 2nd grade. I remember the moment, because me and my best friend across the street that I lived at the time, I don't know, we were really, really competitive with each other, and I've always been competitive since I was born. So she would always be like, I can draw this better than you. I can do this better than you. And she kept saying that to me. I was like, no. So I tried really hard to draw, and I just found it to be really fun at the same time. So I just...
Did it feel fun, like being better than her, or were you like, not
Both.
like this? Okay. Yeah.
And then my 2nd grade teacher was like, wow, she's really good at art. And then I went and applied to ODC, which is a old donation center for the gifted and talented.
In 2nd grade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, nope. This was like 3rd grade, like around that time. I was a little bit older. And I was able to go, and I got accepted into it. And that's when I took accelerated art classes since I was in elementary school. So elementary school, and then...
So I'm about to catch up. Was that a whole separate school you went to, or was it like you went to full school there, or was it like just for art you went separately there?
Yeah, so one day out of the week was my ODC day. And I would go on a bus, and I would go to this other school, and I would go there, and it was just art all day.
So your parents just kind of found out about the school from seeing you just liking that, or did you like ask for something like that?
The art teacher told me to apply.
Okay.
She saw the spark in me. So I was like, okay. And then I remember me and my dad were like, okay, you got to try really hard. And I was like, oh my God. And I was nervous because I didn't know if I was good enough, but they loved me. So it was cool. And then after being in that accelerated art school, I went to Salem. I tried out for Salem because that's the high school for the visual arts. And I showed them a bunch of my work, my portfolio, and I went through a whole process of they were testing if I could draw, or like if I was creative, or if I was meant to be there. And yeah, it was easy.
What was some things you were drawing in that, like in that first portfolio when you got into that high school? Salem, you said?
Yeah. So
like, wait, what was your thing at that time?
I love dragons. I was like I love fantasy worlds. My first drawing was before we got to ninth grade, we were supposed to draw a summer project. And you had to draw or paint or whatever, just one piece. And then you bring it and then you're like, hey, this is what I did during the summer. I drew a castle and some hills and a dragon and freaking a sunset and a waterfall. It was great. It was all in color pencil too. But like that was my thing. Like I was super into fantasy and surrealism. But definitely I could say I'm into that now, but more so I love graphics. I'm more into graphics now. I like typography. I'm really into graffiti right now. And like, I don't know, creating clothes, making bold logos, flyers. I love making flyers.
I'll be honest, I feel like you do have the best flyers. I'm not just saying that because you want to show right now, but you go crazy with it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like making flyers has been, I don't know, it's been a release of creative energy for me because when I'm making art, it's super like, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to put my heart out. I'm going to like, I have to dive in my mind and find a concept to make. It's a whole process. It's really tiring. But with these flyers, it's like, okay, this looks cool. I like the colors here. You know what I'm saying? And I can play around. I can figure out new ways of creating art. I feel like I've used my flyers as basically like a sketchbook to practice. And then when I'm actually coming out with a piece or creating a piece, I learn all the things I've learned from making flyers, I apply to the new piece. So it's like a little process.
Yeah, you said you like dive in your mind.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So it's like art has always been very therapeutic for me. So when in the past, when I've usually made art, it's been because I'm sad or I'm going through something and I don't know how to talk about my feelings and I create a piece about it. A lot of my pieces have been about heartbreak, but it's always a part of it where it's like, okay, but this heartbreak created me and made me the person I am today, which is a better version of my past self. So it's like finding the beauty in the sadness. It's really emo. It's really, really deep stuff. So recently, however, I feel like I've been in a better place mentally. My art has been less sad. It's been more, let's make something fire. Let's make something that we're having fun with. And like, I've been changing my relationship with art. It's been more, instead of therapeutic, it's more of a release of good energy.
Yeah.
And that's honestly been the hardest part about being an artist for me, is like always trying to get to my lowest to get inspiration. I feel like a lot of even music artists, they try to get to, when people are like, oh, he was better when he was sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's the same with visual artists or art, all types of art. Like, people draw from that sadness. But I feel like when you learn to draw from the good things in life and like happiness, stuff like that, your art can progress.
Yeah, I think for me, what I've realized is I feel like we create from whatever feeling we're feeling the strongest at the time.
Exactly.
Right. So if that's your experience, that's your life, you're just super depressed.
Right.
I can understand if your art is depressing.
Exactly.
Like me, like kind of at the point I am right now, it's like I don't even have any feeling about it. It's like to me, it's kind of like I'm at the point where I feel like I don't even have control over it. It's like it kind of just happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like when I'm
good.
creating stuff, it's just like I get in this zone where it really feels like it's not me. It's like it's just this other thing, and I'm just kind of like there enjoying it in the moment, like whatever's happening, trying to be present. But it's not like this. To me now, I'm thinking more of not even. I'm putting my feelings aside when we're if we're doing skits or we're creating different shit. We're thinking about how the viewer is gonna be feeling about it. Like what feeling will this give you?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking about that. But then I'm almost like, I'm just seeing Rick Rubin talk about some shit earlier, like where you're not even really supposed to think about that either. It's like
No.
he was like, people don't really want to be told how to feel. So it's like you almost can't think about that. It's like almost doing stuff blind, and like it's like doing stuff ignorantly. But like that's like how they say ignorance is bliss or whatever. But like that's the beautiful part about it, where it's like I don't understand it as an artist. I don't understand what I just did.
Right.
You don't really understand what just happened, but we know that it made us feel a certain way.
Yeah,
that's
both
all you really know.
experiencing
So it's like it's this feeling I wasn't feeling, now I am, and it's like that's kind of, I don't know, just the feeling. It comes back down to the feeling for me. I don't know.
No, that's I feel like that's the main thing people chase for anyways in any realm. The feeling of feeling something. You know, that's why people enjoyed This Freak so much. It was the feeling it gave. It was the energy that people got when they were around everyone that they loved. You know what I'm saying? Or the people that they wanted to get to know, or you know what I'm saying? It was like with art, music, all of that, if your intention is genuine, then the energy that people feel is going to be genuine. So thinking about what other people think when you do something, or thinking about what they'll feel when they see this, I feel like that gets in the way of that genuine feeling. And I feel like the more like 100% that you are, like through and through with your art and how you express yourself, I feel like the more you'll be perceived on how you really are, and the more, I feel like the happier that you'll probably be in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like also it's like being authentic with your art. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I think we're getting back to that now, because like you see a lot more people kind of posting like raw videos, or like maybe talking about their like downfalls or like their down moments more, instead of just like trying to put on the perfect version of themselves.
Right. No, that's a very like popular thing right now, especially on TikTok. I see a bunch of people just being themselves. Like
and it may come off as complaining to a lot of people.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know.
You being
Because I've been
you.
seeing those tweets too, like Gen X, everybody's complaining about this and that. I'm like, all right.
I don't even care about none of that. Like, I used to be a very, what's it called? Radical, like very brash and kind of crazy on the internet, like regarding Twitter. I used to like say whatever is on my mind, and I'm just expressing myself. Like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are. But also, like, there's other ways to express yourself without trying to make people mad or without trying to get a reaction. I feel like the reaction is something that people crave.
Like trolling or some shit?
Yeah, I used to troll a lot. And honestly, you grow out of it, because I just couldn't take the heat anymore.
Well, it takes your energy as well to troll.
Exactly. Like, why am I even doing this? Why did I even say this? You know what I'm saying? Now I got people mad in my mentions, and like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's not worth it. But expressing yourself, you can use that same energy and put it into art. And now like no one even knows that you expressed that, but you got that feeling off. You feel me? You were able to, what's it called? I'm just saying, if everyone put their energy into other avenues other than just Twitter and like expressing themselves that way, I feel like the world would be a better place. People would be.
Yeah, like for people that aren't like, that don't do anything creative, I feel like it must suck. Because that is where you like even like for
not even creative, like you.
But like people that go to the gym, people that
See?
work, people that do anything that has like where you kind of have to give all your energy to this thing, so
Right.
you don't really have any left over to
Put
do
into
petty shit or whatever the fuck
exactly,
you're talking about,
Twitter,
arguing and shit,
TikTok,
whatever.
any of that.
But yeah, I think about that sometimes. Like, damn, if I didn't do anything like anything creative, I feel like it'd be boring.
I feel like everyone has something in them to be creative. It's
But it has their thing.
Yeah, it's like a human ability to be creative. You may not be able to paint a painting, but you can crochet. You can pick up a puzzle and put it together. That's creative.
We learned how to sew in middle school. What's that shit called?
Exactly. Everyone can do it.
Workshop class?
The what's it called?
You get the little circle thing?
Yeah.
You got it? You just, I don't fucking know. On Disc Freak too, and like some of these other events that you guys do on that side of the water, I think I personally go over there for the community aspect of it, because it just doesn't exist on this side of the water. There's not a fucking venue you can go to that's filled with creative people from the scene.
That's crazy.
That's what, and y'all, I feel like y'all take it for granted a little bit.
So
we waste our gas money coming over to that side of the water to experience these things.
That's true.
And it's like, I don't know, we're gonna start. I keep saying it, but we're gonna start doing shit on this side eventually, God willing, and we're gonna make y'all spend y'all gas money to come over here.
Look,
so that's on the way.
All it takes is one good event or one good like memory for people to come back. So say you throw an event and it's kind of weird, it's kind of out the way, but people come and they're like, oh wow, yeah, that was dope. And then you throw another one and then they tell their friends like, y'all should go to this, that was dope. That's literally how you curate. And I don't know. I feel like people be too wrapped up on like, oh, are people gonna show up? You know what I'm saying? Just make sure that people that do show up have a good time. And then it will market itself.
Another thing on events, which I've had this conversation with a few people like on the pod. I'm curious to see what you think. At a lot of our events out here, you know, we have the people that are like just tapped into the scene that come, but there's like thousands of other people in this area that enjoy music, that enjoy live music, that want to have a good time in cool spaces. But I just feel like that don't know about us. How do we reach these everyday people that live out here?
Oh man. So,
because you know it's like the same 200-300 people. That come to these events, you know what I mean?
Partially, the reason why there isn't more reach to other people outside of our initial community, there isn't a very popular place where people can find out about it and go to discover new artists. A lot of festivals, like, for example, there was I live in Ghent, and there was an art show or art festival called Stockley Gardens Art Festival. No one knows about that in our community, but a lot of people go to it. I work at a restaurant that is down the street from where it is, and it was a crazy day in that restaurant. There's like hundreds of other people that go and experience art in these little communities. So just like how there's our community, there's other, adjacent communities. And I feel like if we had one place where we could all be one and it was inclusive, we would be able to reach the other people that have no idea what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if, for example, if Slow Dive continued, it probably would have started reaching ODU. And then now we have college kids coming over and seeing what's going down in Slow Dive. And then we have people from across the water coming to see us. And then it would just keep growing. We haven't gotten that chance to really grow as a community in one place or multiple places, because not everyone's going to go to the oceanfront all the time. And a lot of these venues, they don't even cater to our needs, because at the end of the day, we still need to pay the people that like put on these events. We have to pay the DJs. So it's just like, it's hard.
How can the venues better cater to your needs?
I feel like if venues wanted DJs and performers in their restaurant, they should supply the sound. I've been to a few places where I had to bring my own speakers. It's really hard. Like in New York and other more developed cities, you just hook up your hard drive to the CDJ and then you can play your music off of the controller they have there. And they'll give you a bottle and they'll give you and your friends their own private section. Like there's more love for the DJ because they realize that that's how they make money. Down here, it's like, oh, let's hire this DJ and they'll bring the sound and then we'll make a bunch of money and we'll pay them a certain amount, like $100. You know what I'm saying? That's really how it goes. No one's like looking out for each other. We have to fight to look out for each other. Like, often I see my DJ friends, they'll post a story and they'll be like, treat your DJs right, and it's just a plate of food and a drink. We have to ask for the bare minimum out here. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And it's frustrating because I've seen what better is, and I don't know really what it's going to take to get to better, but all we can do is keep trying and keep working with these business owners, and hopefully one day there will be a standard. But we have to fight the city first because they're not really trying to let us, prosper.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think the city I don't really feel like the city appreciates like the business, just the business itself that art can bring. Like, even you're talking about this festival, the restaurant down the street was going crazy.
It was going
hella
stupid.
Business in it, right? So
yeah.
Like I said this on the show before too, but Asa Jackson really made me realize that just how important art is to a city, because it's like
it's the
life.
Like
it's the nightlife. It's the lifestyle. It's right. So if you're moving to a city and you want good people in your city, so you want to have you want to attract good people. So you need a nightlife. You need something fun for people to do. You need good jobs there. You need fucking, you know what I'm saying. So that's part of it. It's an important part.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately why people come to a place or why they leave a place. So. And I know like a lot of places, like especially on that side of the water, are closing down and shit where, where a lot of this art stuff was happening. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the city is on right now. Because I know like Asa's on the board. Like, we have people on the board and like in these rooms that I feel like are in the art world, but I don't know.
I've had many conversations about this, and I just feel like it just comes down to the same thing, and it's just
What does it come down to?
I really think that the city of Norfolk and Virginia Beach they're just racist, man. They're not trying to
Against black people?
Not just black people, yes, but also like any type of culture that isn't something that they're used to. So like the DJ nightlife scene, they're scared of guns. That's their problem. They're scared of guns. They're scared of too many brown and black people coming together and being in one space that makes them scared. So down at the oceanfront, they even on the strip where a bunch of clubs are, they're still there. They put a police station right next to it. It's like they want to have a tourist
attraction
city. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They want tourists to come here, but they don't want the locals to have too much fun. It's like, yes, summertime is the best time for the city because we have the beach, and they want to cater to families, and they want to cater to the people that come visit. But when it comes down to the nightlife and allowing people to be creative, it's overlooked by tourism. So it's like racism, tourism, and then not understanding the ignorance of not knowing how important, like we were talking about, art is to a city. All the poppin' cities, you got New York, LA, New Orleans, they all got amazing, Atlanta, they all got way better infrastructure when it comes to nightlife, alcohol licenses. It's just easier. It's easier to manage. And once you give people the ability to create spaces, safe spaces, then there will be less crime. You know, so It's a tricky subject because they're trying to avoid shootings. That's really what they're trying to avoid.
Obviously I can't speak. Oh, go ahead. My fault.
Oh, sorry. And a lot of times, shootings have been happening outside of the areas where the clubs were
I mean, shootings happening all over the fucking 757.
all the time. So you shutting down DJs is just kind of like oh yeah, we're doing something. We're trying our best. Let's just shut these DJs down and these clubs, and hopefully things get better. Like, okay.
I have seen a few people kind of speaking out and saying that is their experience, that they feel like the city is being racist.
Yeah.
I can't speak for every single establishment, but I can speak for the ones that I have been in, like Slow Dive and Thank You, and a few of these spots where it was, like I said, the creative scene. These are the only spots that because I go to clubs and bars. I'm a grown ass man, so I go to bars and shit. I can 100% say
I'm a grown ass man.
I can 100% say that these are the safest I've felt in any spaces. Like there's
Exactly.
you go to these spaces and there's no security guard.
No.
Nobody's getting pat down. What other places can you go to where there's not even a damn security guard like that? And it's cool in there.
Right.
So it's like, I could just speak on my experience at these places that I've been to where there is predominantly black people there. It's like the chillest places I've been. So I just feel like, I think it comes back to they just don't know what the fuck is going on. They're ignorant about it.
They just
and they're
don't know.
not tapped in. And I think if they actually took the time to check it out, I feel like they would appreciate it and see that it can be actually good for business in the city, right?
Yeah, man.
And as far as like shooting and shit, that happens everywhere. That happens at any single nightclub probably out here that exists has been a shooting there probably. Probably not every single one, but that shit happens, bro. So I don't
it's an
think
often thing.
I feel like the creative. What other places are getting shut down? Because I feel like only the creative spots have been getting shut down. Is there like regular nightclubs that there's no creative shit happening?
Yeah, so a few
that been shut down.
A few spots on Granby Street got shut down.
Where just like a regular bar.
Yeah,
or something?
so this one place called the Back. Well, it was called California Burrito, but it had a space in the back that was like a nightclub type vibe. They shut that down. I think
but it's everywhere where there's DJs.
Yeah, basically everywhere, every place that there's DJs. There's no DJs on Granby Street right now. I'm pretty sure. And there's no clubs, no nothing. So I think they just shut that all down. But
even that spot that we were just at, I'm about to cut you off. Was that Kello's show the other night? That
Soiree,
shit, shit like that, it just feels like, bro, to me, when I go in there,
That's
it
what I'm
feels like
saying.
a renaissance.
It's dope.
It feels like I feel like we're really on the cusp of like some really cool, like the new era begins here. The
Absolutely.
new era of art, of media. I feel like it's really about to start in 757. And it is going to get to a point where we have a lot of eyes on us and we will start attracting things. So, and sometimes it can also be bad things. Like if you look at bigger cities. So I can understand the city's frustration as far as not wanting to see things to get to that level, which is like homelessness, a lot of crime. Like if you go to some of these bigger cities, you see what's going on. So I think we do need to be careful if we want our area to get more and more popping. There is negative things too that we have to try to avoid.
Absolutely.
But I don't know.
We need a venue. We need a space. And before anything happens, like, for example, during Something in the Water, when everything got shut down because of the rain, there was people driving around like, is there any clubs out here? Is there anywhere to go? No, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere you can go where you can just pull up and it's like, oh, it's chill on a Thursday and we're listening to music and we're having a little drink, a nice little cocktail. You know, like, I will say there's like, me personally, in Norfolk right now, all I do is I work and I go to Only You or I go to Parablanco Toast and I have me a nice little drink and I hang out with my friends. Like, there's no place that is playing music or having a live DJ or having any type of life to it. It's just like, everything's chilled out. Everything's chilled down. So in order to reach that point and help the renaissance that we're trying to start or continue, we need a place.
And I'm saying Renaissance, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what's the definition. Can you look up the definition of Renaissance, please? Actually, I'll look it up. I'm going to read the definition of that because I've been hearing that word.
Beyonce Renaissance tour, amazing. Changed my life.
You went to it?
Yes.
I
went to the last show.
I want to hear about your experience at that one, but there was a guy I followed on off Twitter, and he really wanted to go to the Beyonce show, and he was in the wheelchair. And
yes,
so,
I saw that.
You saw that?
Well, I didn't see him, but I saw that TikTok that you're talking about.
It was a dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, but ended up, so basically, the fans got him to the show.
Yeah.
They got him, yeah.
No, like...
What the fuck is Renaissance mean?
It's a great little community. I'm part of the Beehive.
Renaissance. Renaissance is a French word meaning rebirth. It refers to a period in European civilization that was marked by a revival of classical learning and wisdom. I don't know. Rebirth sounds cool. New era. Birth of a new era.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you submit your portfolio.
Okay, yeah.
You get into this high school, Salem High School, right?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of where you left off at in the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. I like that. I like the wind it back. Okay. So, yeah. Went to high school. This is crazy. A lot of people don't know this, but I went to boot camp.
Really?
They're
in high school or after high school?
After high school.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to pay for college. And my parents didn't want to pay for college. And I didn't want to apply to a scholarship. I didn't want to... At that point in my life, I was like, I don't want to do any of this. So my dad was like, the military? Because my dad's in the military. So I went through the whole process of getting into the military.
Wait, so you actually did boot camp?
Yes.
How was that?
I hated it. But...
What was the hardest part of it?
Waking up in the morning. They would just come in.
Just that.
Bro, they would come in at like 5 a.m. like beating on a fucking pot, yelling, get the fuck up. Da, da, da. Like, I'm over here like, I'm not a morning person. I cannot do that. And then it's just like, you had to take a shower and everyone was naked. And it was just like,
Y'all take showers together?
Yeah.
I'm fucking weak. I didn't know that about boot camp.
Bro, and it was just like, it was gross. Like, I had to wait in line to take a shower. I'm here naked. I'm just like...
Hey, yo, wait, so it's guys and girls together?
No, hell no.
Oh, I was about to say, that's wild as shit.
No, that's crazy. Just girls. And then, I don't know. I was just like cold. The showers weren't hot. It was not a good time. But they were always like, oh, you're going to be a fine sailor one day. And then
so for the Navy, you want to go in the Navy?
Yeah, I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And then I got kicked out because I didn't disclaim that I went to therapy when I was 15.
You can't be in the Army if you went to therapy, or just because you lied about it or didn't say it?
I didn't say it. You can, but they're not willing. When I applied, they're not willing to accept people who have gone through depression or have been treated for depression. Yeah, because you kind of need like a waiver, because
I feel like everybody's gone through that though.
Exactly.
But maybe not everybody has got diagnosed and went to the fucking...
Exactly. So me not telling them about that and me not getting a waiver, that was like, they found that out and they were like, oh, you gotta go.
So you got dishonorably, what's it called? Dishonorably discharged?
I don't know the term for it, but I definitely got discharged. And then
He's like, they definitely threw me the fuck out of there. But...
And then for like 2 weeks while my process of leaving boot camp, my process of leaving boot camp, they put you in this place called separations, and it was basically like jail. But we were all in one room. And we were all on bunk beds, and we go to bed at a certain time. We go eat at a certain time, and we were just playing cards all day and watching movies. It was crazy.
So this is right after high school.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, right after high school, then after the military, I came back and I was like, what? What do I do? So I worked at a clothing store out here. For a while, I would say like 5 years of my life. And I was pretty into streetwear, hype stuff like that. And I went to college for a little bit because I didn't really know what I was gonna do. So I went to TCC. Hated that.
What'd you go for?
Business? Like, ew. Why did I do that?
There was in there teaching you Forex?
Like,
How to trade?
you know what I'm saying? Like, why am I?
Yo, my bad. Can we please write that down, please? Forex trader skit. We need that.
That's hilarious. But not like, why? Why did I just didn't know. I was so lost. Lost. And then I didn't figure out what I really wanted to do until I started DJing for real. Because that was a moment where I was curating like a crowd, or like people were feeding off of my energy and I was feeding off theirs. I really liked the transaction. It was amazing. And ever since then, I knew art or whatever I do, it has to be creative. I had to go through that moment and period of time where I wasn't doing anything creative, like college and boot camp and all that, to realize like, oh, at the end of the day, I must create. So whatever I'm doing, if I'm doing that, I'm on the right path. And that's just how I reassure myself. Like, oh, are you DJing? Are you creating? Are you making art? Are you doing commissions for people? Oh yeah, okay, you're on the right track. You know what I'm saying? I just have that talk with myself, like, you're good. Because it's really hard. It's really hard out here right now, being an adult. Like a mid-20-year-old, it's very difficult because you don't really know what to do. Your parents are telling you need to go to college. That's really not worth it at the end of the day unless you're doing something that's legitimately gonna pay you.
Which is not probably many things.
Right.
In that shit.
Right.
Like I have like the stuff that really takes that you get the real money just takes time. Like I have a friend that's a pharmacist now, but she just did like damn near 10 years of schooling, like 7 years of schooling.
That's so.
Now
crazy.
she's making like 10 grand a month, which is fire, but that shit took a long ass time though.
Yeah, like.
But people want to go to school for like 2 years and
right.
get out and make fucking $1 million a year.
You know, you don't. I just feel like we learn the most from experiences, and I feel like college, that's mainly what college is your experience. I feel like if you don't go to college and build a connection or network, then you're wasting your time. And that's all I would have gone to college for, was to get out of Virginia and go somewhere else. And you know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to go to the Navy, because I was like, I don't want to be here. I want to do something else. And then eventually my end goal or my next step in life, I definitely want to either frequent a city a lot, not necessarily live there, but just go there often to the point where I have built my own connections and little community up there so I can have consistent revenue coming in from
like different cities, or what city you have in mind?
Atlanta and New York. Mm-hmm. I want to go to those because I definitely have a bunch of people, well, not a bunch, but my closest friends are going to be doing a lot of work out there in Atlanta, and then I have a bunch of friends that live in New York. So it makes sense for me to start branching out. I just wish it was sooner. I wish it was tomorrow. But it all takes time. So I've learned to have patience with all of that.
I never heard anybody say talk about it or mention it being called a transaction, like between the DJ and the crowd. That's kind of interesting.
Nah.
I think we all kind of go through that. I went through that phase where I wasn't creating, and I think for me it was just like doing a bunch of shit. I think you just got to try a bunch of shit.
Bro, you have to try.
It's like literally just trial and error. Like, okay, like you just learn, even just like learning shit, and then also just finding out what you like.
Exactly.
Bro, I was a kid. I did everything. I did like every sport. Fucking, literally tried everything, till I settled on one thing that just kept pulling me back. And it's like that thing will just find you. I feel like, and it just
literally
it won't slip away. Like, but my bad, I cut you off too.
No, you good. That was a good point. I feel like you have to, I don't know, I'm very grateful for all the lows I've ever had. I had to go through those in order to learn. I feel like not all people are like this, but I know for me specifically, I have to learn the hard way because I'm hard-headed. And once I go through it and I come out of it, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I was acting like this before.
I definitely learn from my failures, but I can also learn from other people's failures.
That too. And that's another thing. So you don't always have to fail yourself. You can always like absorb, be a sponge.
For me, I think also it's like, okay. So we're talking about going through life and figuring out what you want to do, right?
Right.
For me, it's almost kind of been like easier to think about it the opposite way. It's thinking about what you don't want to do. So it's like I'm thinking about who I don't want to be, how I don't want to treat people, what I don't like about certain things. And it's like, so that's kind of, it's like, because you don't really know. It's like how they say the audience doesn't know what they want until you give it to them.
Right.
It's like, do we really know what we want? We go through life and we kind of see all these things that like poke at us or cut us or rub us the wrong way. And we kind of just find all these things that we avoid. And then we get older and we realize like what we want to avoid. And then we figure out a way to get those things out of our life. And then that's when we become happier. But it's like we have to see what those things are first.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I've experienced a lot of like kind of negative type people, like negative character traits from people. And I kind of learned also that like you were saying, I don't want to be like them. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want.
And sometimes you will be like them because
sometimes
you will. That's how you learn that you don't want to be like that.
I just
you might treat somebody like shit, and it's like, damn, I don't like how I made that person feel, and I don't like how that made me feel after. So you're gonna go through those periods too, where it's like that's on your growth too. It's like you're gonna be a shitty person on the road to being a good person.
Absolutely,
figuring it out. You're not just, you know what I'm saying, like nobody's perfect or whatever, but yeah.
With my thing is I just want to be better to the younger generation. I want to be
the youths.
To the youths. I want to be more accepting of them. I want to be, I don't know. I was little bro a lot, and I still am. And a lot of my friends are older, or like a lot of the people I work with are older than me or have worked with. But I don't want someone to feel small just because they're younger. I don't want someone to put their ideas away because they don't think that it's cool enough. Or, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get fried up because they want to have an idea. You know, it's like
I don't even like the word cool anymore. What the fuck? What is cool? Like,
I don't even know.
Literally, what is cool?
I don't know. But a lot of younger generation, they have a hard time. Well, I'm just speaking from my experience. Especially being a woman and mostly masculine areas, it's really hard to be open and express yourself in a confident way. It's scary. But I want to, when I'm interacting with the youth.
The youths. Shout out to the youths.
I want to be more welcoming. Be like, yeah, I got you. Like, yeah, I hope you do that. Or you want to learn something? Yeah, I'll teach you. That's no problem. Like, I want to be that person. What's
your experience with, I don't know if you want to touch more on that, with being a woman, being confident in these spaces? Like, what do you mean by that?
So, I don't know. My experience, I feel like a lot of women have experience, especially within the DJ community or the streetwear community, or any space that is mainly ran by men. We are not taken as seriously, or we are sexualized, and we are taken seriously because we're attractive to said male, or we aren't really considered when it comes to ideas, or you know what I'm saying? But women have been the backbone to a lot of careers, I saw, I forgot the documentary I saw, but it was talking about how Black women are the leaders of hip hop and the backbones of the whole entire culture.
Big Low.
Yeah.
Big Lotto.
Big Lotto?
Yeah. You don't know Big Glow and Big Lotto?
Like,
Glorilla.
okay.
And Lotto, yeah. My bad. All right, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, they are the backbone. Those, again, powerful women. Love that.
No, I'm totally with you. Yeah, I'm fucking around.
I know. But being in the spaces that I've been, I've just learned, like, okay, I have a voice. I am important. I am smart. And y'all gonna hear me. Period. Like, that is point. That's just what it is. And to get to that point, though, it's really hard. Because you got a lot of people shutting you down. You got a lot of people saying that you're not good enough, or, oh, you're whack. Oh, you're just this, you're that. You know what I'm saying? Girls get put on under a lot of pressure for how they look, and I mean everyone does, but I just feel like in my
it's definitely harder for a girl.
It's you,
as far as appearance wise, like you're expected to have like
exactly. We're always being perceived, so for me, it's gotten to the point where I like how I'm perceived. I like how I perceive me. Yeah. Don't really care what anyone else has negative to say. So I'm just 100% myself all the time. Mm. And I used to not be like that ever. Like I used to be like, I'm cool. Yeah. Like really, really timid. Yeah. But I'm not timid anymore.
Yeah, Ricky was up here talking about that. How being she's an artist, a singer, songwriter, talking about how guys a lot of times they might hit you in DM. It starts with business, but then it leads to trying to hit on you or whatever. Like that's one thing.
I would literally be so mad. Oh my god. Anyways, continue.
No, that was really it. I would say that's like
that's what happens. Yeah, it happens way more often than not. It's really annoying, and I just kind of get to the point where it's like, okay, I just don't reply. I just leave it at that. You wanted to collab. You wanted me to make you a logo, but now you want to talk to me, like you're asking me about my day. Don't ask me about why do you care about
shit. We do hear about that a lot, like with guys, and especially in this industry. That's why I really try to. That's kind of my policy.
Right.
I try to uphold that's like my morals and values. Mm-hmm. Like I would never hit on a girl that I'm working with any capacity. Like if a girl hit on me, then it might be, you know what I'm saying, if I'm feeling her, whatever. But I would never do that first. And I feel like that's being professional. That's being respectful. That's I think all guys should be held to that standard in this business.
Also, a lot of times when guys get out and start being in their creative bag and become a producer or photographer, they like never in their life had women around them, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of girls around them because
because the lifestyle or whatever,
and then they start being weird, and now they don't know how to act. And it's like, maybe people should just go through a course, I don't know, and learn how to interact with women or something. Just what?
Break it down.
You
gotta watch them more Fresh and Fit. Not playing. I do not fuck with those guys. Right?
Like, here are the boundaries. This is what you're supposed to do. Don't overstep. Be respectful.
Yeah.
If it's business, it's business. Keep it business. That's it. Like, I just.
I don't want to end it on this note. And I'm talking about this. You mind if I use the restroom real quick?
Oh, go.
We can cut this out. We're back. Do you have to use the restroom? I take it.
Nah. I'm gonna hit this blunt. Like, oh, I have to gather with people, and then.
Do you not want to smoke on camera? You want me to wait till, or you good?
Oh, this is fine. That's cool.
Okay,
people know I smoke.
Had to do it at coffee. Was coffeeing. But yeah, so stop being scumbags. Be respectful in the business to women, to everybody.
Right. I was talking about I hate Christmas.
Why do you hate Christmas?
Because why are they forcing us to spend money to show love? Like, why is that a standard thing? I understand, like, Christmas is fun. And why did they invent Santa Claus?
They say that about all holidays. That's really like business.
I hate capitalism. Hate it. But I have to play the game. You have to play the game.
You got to play the game.
It pisses me off.
I want to ask you too
I get
about.
high and talk about capitalism.
I
That's
come
me.
back in, they talking about fuck Christmas and capitalism. I wanted to ask you too. So I seen on your Instagram you had like your first, maybe I think your only art show, like art exhibition last year.
Yes.
How was that? Where you sold your pieces and stuff like that?
Yeah, at Bonaire. You talking about that?
I want to say on your Instagram. It's like I think one of the first.
Oh yeah,
posts.
it's like lower in my Instagram. Yeah, that was my first. That was me and the homies' first art show that we all threw together. It was honestly amazing, beautiful. I loved it so much. It was just a perfect little event. It was great. It was a bunch of people pulled up. We had custom drinks. We had a whole lineup of local artists that were, making stuff at the time. Everyone had their own little space. It was great. I loved it. I sold some pieces because my pieces go for like $300.
Damn,
and I sold some. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Where I be wanting to buy some of my friends' pieces sometimes, but it's like the way my bank account set up right now.
It's hard. Bro.
Let me put that shit on layaway, bro.
No, that's crazy. Some artists do payment plans though.
Okay.
So if you ever
that's respectable.
If you were ever interested in someone's art, they could probably work with you. Artists are always trying to work with people because they love having people have their art. Not every artist is an asshole. It's like, no, you need to pay my $5,000 fee. Like, no, not everyone is like that.
Damn, what kind? Your accent game was kind of on point right there.
Yeah, but I feel like if we were in a place where art was, like an important market, we wouldn't have to depend on the homies to buy our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't have to be in that position where it's like, because a lot of the times artists right now, they don't have the clientele to sell their art at the price that they want. It is possible to sell your pieces in like galleries, things like that, but it's definitely more difficult than it would be, say, like, I keep referencing New York, but I just need to go there. I want to go there so bad.
Yeah.
But you can literally, I went to like a little art gallery showing in New York. It was this random space, hella people outside, hella people inside, and it was art on the walls, $500, $3,000, like crazy prices. I'm not a hater, but like, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of great artists out here that would prosper in those positions.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, to me, I mean, obviously I would never tell somebody how to value their art, but a lot of the pieces are like super expensive to where the everyday person just really can't afford it.
Exactly.
So it's like, who do you want to have the pieces? I mean, just like wealthy people, or like, I don't know, 9-to-5 people. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
that's when
I guess do painters think about, or artists think about, like, do they have a demographic? Do you think about that?
So what we do is we create tiers in our work. So like, if you want a custom piece, that's going to be the highest price that I can think of, because labor, thinking, all that. And then, if you want to reach a wider demographic, you can create prints, sell those for like $30, $40, $50, $60. So people can have a custom, like, they'll have a part of your piece, but it's not the real piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that way, that's a little loophole you can, a lot of artists do that because no one's going to buy the actual piece. So they'll sell like prints for this amount of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing I've been thinking about with specifically like visual arts, like media, movies, music, podcasts, shit like that, whatever, media, that I think people are so used to getting it for free. I think you have to go outside of your fans
True.
to make money. Like I was using
True.
Kanye for an example.
Okay.
Kanye really affected my life, like as a person, just my development, how my evolution of my mind, like my mindset, right? Really made an impact in my life. But I've never paid $1 to Kanye. I've never bought any of his clothes. I've never paid for his music other than my streaming service fees.
Right.
But I'm actually a really big fan.
Right.
So it's like, it's this level of like impact versus business. he's made like a super big impact on my life.
But you haven't bought nothing from him.
Yeah, but he still made money through other ways. Like,
Yeah.
Like I think you have to. My point is, I think you have to find other ways as an artist to make money outside of the people that maybe might have the most, that your art might have the most impact on.
Agreed.
You know, and that might be because they can afford it or whatever.
Right.
However, the system is set up by the time. Like right now, but like in music, it's streaming services. Like artists don't decide how their music gets out to people or how much it's worth or whatever. So it's like you got to play by these certain rules. But I think it's up to I don't know if your fans, like your biggest fans, will pay for it like that.
So I feel like that's where social media comes into play, and people who are your biggest fans, they're able to experience you through that. So if you're, as an artist, your social media presence is interactive or you're putting out content, you can make money that way, but it's not going to be the same as if someone bought an actual piece from you. You'll just, again, be curating your impact. And like, people can be fans of you outside of the initial like people who are giving money to you. I feel like those can be the same entity or two separate. Both are equally important. Because, you know, if your impact is big and your business is big, that's all I want. You know, that's how you grow as an artist, how you grow as a person, how you grow. And like, honestly, I feel like my end goal personally is to sustain myself with my art. Sustain myself by being impactful, important, and helping others. That's all I want to do. So
yeah,
I think that's important. Social media.
Definitely. I think right now where I'm at by telling Karen, right now where I'm really at with it is my goal is to have another source of income outside of my art. Even if the podcast gets super big, God willing, millions of viewers, whatever, we're huge. And we're making money. It's going to be making money, obviously. But I want to be making more money outside of the podcast to where it doesn't matter what I do with the podcast. Like, I don't want to have to make decisions based around money on my art ever. So what that means is creating a secondary business that's actually funding that.
Oh,
or that means having one placement can do that. Like my cousin, she lives in Germany. And she like helps take care of this guy that's real sick, this old guy. Right. Now he's like old and like sick or whatever, but he's like this super rich guy that came up in like Germany by doing like advertisements, like graphic designs for commercials like Coca-Cola, like different shit that was in the Super Bowl, like all in like the 80s and 90s and different shit. Like, and he just got rich as fuck doing off that. And then just started creating whatever he has. Like I stayed the night there one time when I had a layover, and I stayed there with her and shit. And bro, his place looks crazy. It's like the most, like,
awesome.
Coolest like art apartment I've ever seen. That shit. But he owned the whole building. I'm not saying he had an apartment.
That's
he
fire.
owned the whole building and the building next door, in this like nice ass apartments.
Right.
But it's like things like that. I'm thinking I would really love to have like an invention or like one thing that just. That I can,
booms and can fund
like
you.
Joe Rogan describes it kind of as "fuck you money." He got that from Fear Factor. It was this thing that's kind of this vague thing where like, what if like you just make money off this selling, like making a random graphic for some company that you don't really care about.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
But it's this random thing that you just get a lot of money from, and now you can just do whatever you want with your art. It doesn't have to be centered around the business anymore. You know,
it can, and that's kind of where I was getting at with like, I want to sustain myself with my art. That doesn't mean I have to like create these elaborate pieces and hope people buy them. Like, I want to like, I could work and make logos for a company, and that company is rich, and so am I. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of like getting that one job, and then, okay, this is a cool little gig. I'm getting experience. My resume is getting built. I'm making that bread. And then I take that bread and then I put it into my clothing brand. And now I'm buying blanks. And now I'm buying, tote bags. And I'm buying better materials and I'm printing on them with all the money I'm making from this corporation. And then I put it into myself. And then when that blows up, I can leave the corporation and then I could be a multi-millionaire. I
know we're just talking about Kanye. I feel like Kanye asking Sway in the morning, or Sway this question now, but what's the name of your clothing brand? Didn't he ask him that? He was like, nobody knows the name of your clothing brand, Sway.
So I don't have a clothing brand,
Oh, you're just saying hypothetically.
but I do have a clothing brand.
What's the name of your clothing brand?
We don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's an evolving thing.
No, it's just like something that is on the cusp of being ready to announce, but I'm not trying to announce it.
Okay, so now I feel less dumb for not knowing the name of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows. Okay.
No one knows. No one knows anything.
No one knows anything.
And it's gonna stay like that until I'm ready to announce. You know what I mean? Like,
so this whole journey starts off because your neighbor says she can draw better than you.
yes, and she
You
could
go
not.
through this, you go through boot camp, you go through college, you figuring out your thing. Hell yeah. I guess that might be a far spot to leave them at. What you got coming up next? Like, anything you want people to know right now? Like, is there another art exhibition planned? Like, what's up with that? Like,
I don't really know what's next. I'm kind of just doing a lot of things at once, and the progression of each thing can go anywhere, and I'm just open to whatever happening. Like, I'm comfortable in my, in my being, in my space, in my reality, and I'm just kind of going with the flow. Whatever happens, happens.
one more thing on that girl. Do you still know of her today? Does she still create?
I don't know.
Or are you the last man standing?
I think I've like followed her on Facebook, but I think she got married or something. Like,
She don't even create no more.
yeah, she like,
But no, I see how certain people come in your life though, and push you to do certain things, even if it was from a competitive standpoint, or it can be like, it's been a lot of things that, or like ideas or certain things I've like turns I've took where it's kind of, I feel like it's came from a conversation or from an effect someone had on my life. I don't know, but
no,
hell
yeah. She got married.
Any
Her
disc
life
freak?
over.
When's the next disc freak? Want to say that?
Huh?
When's the next disc freak? Do you want to say that?
Oh, nah.
Okay, but there is one.
Yeah, always.
Okay.
There's always one going on.
I need you to sign that before you leave too, please.
Oh yeah.
The disc freak flyer, by the way, from the Tia Crane Show. Hell yeah. I appreciate you coming through. Anything else you want to add?
I don't know. Should we like ask me a funny question?
A funny question?
Like something that.
It's hard to be funny on the spot.
Oh, okay. Ask.
A funny question?
Ask me a question that is kind of like a fun fact question.
A fun fact question.
Yes.
That just made it even more confusing. A fun fact about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Just ask some things about you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right.
You don't have to. I'm just kidding.
What's your favorite type of music to spin?
Oh, I love DJing house music. That's so much fun. Like that grimy, dirty, like house music where people are kind of like losing their minds and sweating a lot. That's my favorite.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know the vibe I'm talking about?
Sweating and dancing?
But like grimy.
Like everybody musty and shit like that?
Not musty.
No, I'm just playing.
Not musty. They don't have to be. They can be musty, but not
Somebody's
musty.
gonna be musty in that bitch.
Guaranteed. Someone is musty.
What do you mean by
event.
grimy though? Yeah, I actually don't know what you
Like-
mean. Like real nasty? Freaky and shit? No, the crazy. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you got it. You go.
The craziest fucking dancing, bro. I really might have to make a compilation of this because this blew my mind, bro. Is it Jamaican people? The ones that like really like be like literally
humping?
almost wrestling in the club?
Yeah.
I've literally seen guys like body slam girls in there. Like they literally
Have you
pick
seen
the
that
girl
one
up.
video?
He's on the speaker. Like I'm like, bro, they're wrestling, bro. This not a what club is this, bro?
Have you seen that one video where he's spinning on her butt?
I don't know, but they need a referee in those clubs.
So not like, I'm talking more like like there may be some drugs in the air or around.
She said, That's grimy. But what's the like? Okay, so
it's dark. There might be a red light.
So you're talking about the atmosphere. You're not really talking about the like what the people are doing.
Oh no.
Okay.
The atmosphere is grimy. Yeah, it's like you're like in a warehouse. Like the bass is just booming, and like everyone's kind of like lost in the music. Yeah, that's literally my favorite vibe ever. It's so much fun, and also like I like the turn like hype mosh pit vibe too.
Okay, I guess maybe we can end on this because I was reading an article before you got here. It was a LA Times article from 2008, and it was like why bad times can sometimes create the best art. And so it's like, I feel like in today's times, there's like a lot of crazy shit going on in the world.
Facts.
What role, if any, do you think art can or has in that, just society right now?
I just feel like that's a really good point because right now I feel like electronic music, house music, any type of dance music is getting really, really popular because people just want to have fun and dance. It's kind of similar to Beyonce's Renaissance, that album. The whole album is house music. Or like at her concert, she was paying homage to house music creators, the originators of it. It was amazing. Like Jersey Club, house, like all of that type of.
So we just actually exposed Jersey Club.
We exposed it?
No, not us, but we did.
Oh.
So we dropped our first documentary piece. It's called Dance Trends Exposed. And Jersey Club is one of the trends that we exposed. I would highly recommend watching that video.
Wow.
Very educational.
What is it on?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's on our Instagram too.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to Stu Money.
But yes, I'm very ignorant on the origins. I just know that Beyonce had her album and it was paying homage to like ballroom culture. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
Kind of like.
I know what ballroom dance is.
So it's like.
I was in that in 6th grade.
For like queer people and voguing, ballroom culture.
I'm not hip, but okay.
So it's like those types of music is getting really popular right now because people want to dance. Back to my original, since everything's so depressing right now. Like, wait. What was the article you said? What was it? Go back to that. I got lost.
It was an LA Times article from 2008. It was like how bad times can create the best art.
Yes. Okay. I feel like right now, hip hop and rap are kind of they're popular right now, but a lot of more music is including dance and upbeat, higher BPMs.
Dancing did go away for a little bit there. Everybody was like too cool to dance.
Right. Now it's like that's all people want to do.
Or too tough to dance.
Exactly. That's all people want to do. Like anytime I DJ or my friends DJ, our main goal is to make sure everyone's dancing. It releases energy. It makes you forget about the world for a second. So I feel like the best art is probably about to come out of whatever is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like we're about to get some crazy art in the very near future. I feel like people are sick of being like sad and like it's just annoying, People want to have a good time. And I feel like this has happened. And it's just a repeating thing in history when people create to feel connected, and people want to be connected in happiness, genuine love, real hippie vibes right now.
I've been saying that for like 2 years.
We're the new hippies.
Bro, I've been literally saying it's about to be a return of a hippie movement. It's gonna be a new hippie movement that comes back, which is like it might not be called hippies, but just peace and love.
Right.
It might be a real new movement that emerges.
Right. But I feel like for some reason we're a little bit more angry. We're like an angry little generation.
Strapped up hippies? hippies with sticks. Hippies who are just literally listening to Chief Keef.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. And because like everyone does shrooms now.
That was big. That's a big change in the culture I've seen, especially in hip hop culture. Like I know coming up in high school and shit.
I'm saying
None of my all my black friends were like, that's that white people shit. Nobody was fucking with it. Now a lot of my black friends are doing that.
I feel like
that was different.
I have a theory. So during COVID, everyone was inside. That's when people started exploring their minds because you didn't have nowhere else to go.
That probably wasn't a good time to start doing psychedelics if you never did it before. Like the world, you feel like the world is ending, and then you're just like
I'm
on
sure
shrooms and shit.
I'm sure, like some people, yes, that could be a factor, but I feel like it's more so the environment was very quiet. Everything was quiet. People were going outside. I know a lot of people that were going in the forest more often. What are you gonna do in the forest?
People actually had time to sit with themselves and their thoughts.
Sit with themselves, like think about life. Now, that's why people don't want to go. People don't want to work. There's nothing's 24 hours anymore, barely. People have been changed. No one wants to go back to the office. People are like, well, you got me in the house and I like it here. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to do whatever I want. So now it's like, I feel like since everyone did shrooms in 2020 COVID, now the music is going to be, it has been more about feeling good and da-da-da. And then with all the really sad stuff going on in the world, people are now making music to feel good. So it's just like a whole push of just feel good music. And turnt music. I didn't know Drake was gonna make a Jersey Club song.
Which one?
That Sexy Red song. Him and Sexy Red.
Shake that ass for Drake. Shake that ass for me. Come on.
Yeah. No, like, what? That's crazy.
Now that Sexy Red is pregnant.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool as shit.
No, I just love her. Did you go to the concert?
Which one?
The one that she just came here.
No, I didn't. Did Big Will bring her out? Big Will the Party King? Was she at his shit?
I don't know.
I don't know, but Soko?
She was?
I feel like he might have did bring her out. Was he? He performed? He opened up for Sexy Red?
Sexy Red was here? Before that? Oh, wow.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about the Norva.
When was that?
Last Sunday.
I didn't even know about that. That's crazy. I would have went to that.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That was
Sexy Red was in the city and didn't come see me? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I can't believe it. But not, that was amazing. Amazing time. Had the best time of my life.
Hell yeah. Fire. Hell yeah.
Is that
Appreciate
it?
you for coming through.
Sorry.
You good?
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in. All
Thank
her
you.
links will be in the description. Check out her art. I guess people can book you for DJ sets.
Yeah.
All that, yeah. See y'all soon. Peace.